Hey guys, Lucas here. Welcome back to Monday Madness with Lucas. Sorry for the late night video. I lost my video that I had filmed yesterday, so I have to make a last minute video before work. So excuse my sweaty face or my barely showered hair. So this week's video is lesbians versus trans men. So we know there's a big stigmatism between trans men and lesbians being labeled as one whole thing, especially with the uneducated LGBT community and the allies or straight people out there that are uneducated, thinking that genitals means that we're a certain gender. So here I am to tell you guys that it's not true at all. Gender identity and sexuality are not the same thing. We've talked about this before, where we know that sexuality is very different from identity. We know that lesbians are women who date other women, whether they be trans women, cis women, or intersex women. It doesn't matter. The stigmatism is still there where trans men are labeled as women. Not the same. So it's like saying that trans women who date guys or guys who date trans men or trans women are gay. Not true. Not true at all. So I'll give you guys an example. I'm dating a trans woman. Does not make me gay. Not at all. We're a straight couple. We are a heterosexual couple. Although, there are other people who would see that wrong. It's not wrong. So, the one ordeal that I really, really, really hate is when trans men who date women are labeled as lesbians, or women who date trans men are labeled as lesbians. Why? Because it's just setting us back. It's just saying that we are women. Not true. It's not the same as saying, that if I date a cis girl or a trans girl, that because I have genitalia that doesn't agree with the male spectrum doesn't mean I'm a girl. So it really pisses me off when people say that trans men are lesbians, because we've had proof over years that this isn't true, that genitalia and our gender identity are not the same. Genitalia doesn't make us who we are. Genitalia does not mean that you're a certain gender. We've seen before, even in the gender spectrum video, that anybody born a certain sex doesn't define who you are. So it's really heartbreaking when people say that trans men are lesbians, or when they associate the both. Because trans men could have been lesbians at one point, but their gender identity does no longer match with the definition of lesbians. So it's kind of hard to say, It's a big stigmatism, and it's been going on for years now. It's we're getting better, and trans community, even ourselves, we have, even though our gender identity, we define ourselves as male. Simple as that. Trans men are men. We are men. We are males. And that is that. There is no side thing. There is no, so there are some trans men who date lesbians, but that doesn't make the other girls lesbians. It just means that those girls are open to relationship, to new labels. They don't have to be called lesbians. If they decide to still be called lesbians, then that's fine. But it's just setting us back, because it's just kind of defining us as women, which is not the case. And it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking when even people in the LGBT community define trans men as lesbians or trans women as gays. Because it's in our own community, we all struggle differently. And sometimes we gotta learn to educate others. And, you know, lesbians and trans men, very different. Yeah, there are trans men who like women, and there are women who like women. Doesn't make them the same. There are trans men who like men, and trans men who like everything. Doesn't define us as lesbians. Doesn't define them as, you know, it's just sexual orientation. But trans men are women. So it's I don't know, it's been something going on for a while now. So just think about it. Alright, have a good week. See you guys next week.